Hi, it's me, E. Davis of Writer's Block Publishing LLC. Wanted to talk to you today about how to battle writer's block. So first, I need you to subscribe to my channel, and you can follow us on Writer's Block Publishing LLC, our website. We are a block publish on Twitter, and there's Writer's Block Publishing LLC on Instagram. And again, you can email me at writersblockpub at yahoo.com. So, as mentioned before, Writer's Block is a publishing company, free publishing, that helps establish authors and writers to be published and to help build them to be independent authors. So, today I wanted to talk to you about how to battle writer's block. I know a lot of my friends and family that likes to write, who wants to write, they get stuck and they can't flow, or they don't have the creativity that they thought they have, so they have writer's block. And writer's block is definitely a common problem that a lot of writers get. Well-known writers, famous writers such as even F. Scott Fitzgerald had to deal with writer's block. And basically, it's a condition that is primarily associated with writing, bottom line. And it's in which an author loses the ability to produce new work or express any type of creativeness. They just slow down. They lose their momentum. So writer's block, the condition ranges from difficulties with coming up with original ideas, being they're not able to produce or work for years. So a writer can just not write anything for a long time, for years, where they can pump out numerous amount of books, numerous amount of materials, and then suddenly they just stop because there's a block. Um, there's a lot of causes that can cause the block, such as creativity. They might not have any inspiration. And remember, in the previous um, message I posted is how to find an inspiration, what inspires you, or even that muse, what is generating that creative flow. There's also the issue with distractions. We can get distracted, and that's typical. There's life, family, spouses, significant others, children, work. You can have a 9 to 5 job, and the work has consumed you mentally, which drains you, or you don't even have the energy to think about creating. Um, there can be circumstances in a writer's life, such as physical illness, depression, um, the end of a relationship. You could be going through a divorce, or a loved one may have died, or it could be money issues, or just the pressure of writing a book. So that's what I want to talk to you about. Also, there's definitely treatments to getting over writer's block. There's nothing that can be, it's nothing that will be clinically diagnosed, but to get over this hurdle, you can just, there's writing groups, class discussion. There's, if you journal, you can journal your thoughts and what your block is about, and you can write about where you are in your story and what's causing the block. There's also free writing. Just write anything down, or just make a list, even if it's simple as a grocery list. I know that myself, I have, and sometimes I still do deal with writer's block. And again, it's the distraction. It's life, spouses, relationships, children, dogs, pets. Um, it could be anything. Something as silly as the TV. You may have to turn the TV off. Social media. You may have to not get on Facebook, not get on Twitter, not get on Instagram. You may have to eliminate all your distractions. One thing that I did was when I challenged myself to write a book in a month. It was a contest, and it's every year in November, from November 1st to November 30th. It is called NaNoWriMo, and it's for, again, the month of November. A lot of writers and publishers and avid readers know about this contest, where you have to write a 50 1,000 words in a month. And if you do that, you win. Now, there isn't any type of grand prize, there isn't any type of monetary prize, but I will say that it is the prize of knowing that you did it. And I entered it in 2017. My book, The Legend of Vision Campbell, I had introduced that earlier. You can find this on Amazon, or you can just send me an email, and I will get this book to you. The book is $12. NaNoWriMo was definitely a challenge for me. I can write a book in about a year. I get my characters, I get my storylines. I have 50,000 notebooks, from the normal notebooks you buy at the office supply store, or the fancy journals that you get at the bookstore. But I have tons and tons and tons of notebooks. And I write a book in a year, and I wanted to challenge myself. And when I heard of NaNoWriMo, it was mid-October of 2017, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do it for 2018, because I have 2 weeks. I'm not prepared. There's so much to do around the house. There's so much to do within your family. So I'll set this goal for next year. Well, at the time, 2017, for that following year. And it dawned on me. At the time, I had a total of 3 books published. I had A Period of Time, there was Flaming Blue, and Another Slice of Pie. And I am trying to promote myself as a writer, and I'm trying to promote writer's block. So why not put off tomorrow what you can do today? So I went on the NaNoWriMo website, and I submitted my application to enter, and it's free. And I had a title, The Legend of Vision Campbell. I had a concept, a storyline, and I wrote from officially November 1st, and I set a goal. So prior to actually starting the contest, I made a calendar. I got a big poster board. I wrote the month of November, and I put in my days, my weekdays, my Monday, my Tuesday. I put in my week. It looked like a full calendar for the month of November, and I knew that I had to write 1,666 words a day if I was going to be successful in winning this contest. So November was also a busy month in 2017. I had 2 book signings that day, and there was Thanksgiving with your family, and I had some appointments that I needed to that I had to do. So I said, well, I will have to write double the word count, considering the days that I may not be writing. And I know me, because I can get easily distracted. And of course I did. The first day I started off running as if it was like at a race, and they shot the gun in the air, and I just took off, and I had more than my word count for the first 2 days. But then I got sidetracked. My mother-in-law came over, and we were sewing and doing different projects, and then by the following week I was definitely behind schedule. And I just said, well, maybe I shouldn't even bother. Maybe I should try again next year. But I was pulled at the importance of the fact of finishing, because when you say you do something, you're going to do something, and you start, it is so important to finish. And of course, things happen, life happens, challenges come into play where you can't honor your agreement, you can't finish any type of projects. But this project was very important to me, because I'm a writer. I'm a professional writer. I am an author. I own a publishing company. This is something that I need to accomplish. So I just eliminated all the distractions. I didn't get on any social media. I didn't take any phone calls, personal phone calls. I didn't make any phone calls. And I structured my daily activities with my family. So my writing didn't cause conflict. I am a newlywed, so I wanted to spend time with my husband. And I have, at the time, I believe she was 17. So I have a 17-year-old daughter, so I didn't want to be neglectful. So it was a matter of prioritizing. And I can even talk about that in the next slide feed, how to prioritize if you have a full-time job and you want a full-time writing career. You can have both. It's a secret, and I'll be happy to share it with you next time. However, um, I even wanted to set the goal of submitting 4 to 3 days prior to the official um, end date. I wanted to do that. That was important to me. Why? Because I am a competitive person, not against anyone else, but with myself. So again, I wanted to take this challenge and then challenge myself. So I did that. I set those goals and I submitted my book, The Legend of Vision Campbell, to NaNoWriMo on, I believe it was Sunday, November 26, 2018, and I was one of the winners. Now, as mentioned, there aren't any grand prizes. You don't win um, any money. You don't win any type of trophies. Your name is not in the paper. You're not, the media is not knocking on your door to schedule any type of interviews. But that satisfaction to writing that book within less than a month, it was pure satisfaction. And it was one of the biggest challenges that I was able to do and actually be successful with. So, what tools did I take to battle the writer's block? Because not only was I distracted, not only did I get caught up in other activities in my life, but I did battle writer's block. So, what tools did I take? So, here's the tools. If your character gets into a situation, or you are describing a situation, elaborate. It's the biggest and the best tools. So as mentioned, if your characters get into a situation, say your character runs into a building. Okay, so describe the building. Describe the inside of the building. What does it smell like? Is it an old building where it smells stale, as if it's been closed up, there's no fresh air? Does it smell like urine? You know what I mean? An old building. Okay, is it dark? Is it cold? Is there any lighting in that building? You know, some of those neon lights they hang up in them old abandoned warehouse. Um, who's in the building? Okay, is it dangerous to run in that building, or is that building some type of refuge for your character? Okay, why is your character running to the building, and how does your character feel when they're running to a building? Again, is it a type of refuge where your character has some sense of relief, or is it scary in that building where your character runs into the building realizing they should not have run into that building? Okay, um, as meant to describe your character's emotion, describe what they're looking at, describe the smells that the character is smelling. That can also give you the word count that you need, and it can help you bring out the story more. And that's how you battle writer's block. Elaborate. And also, just for kicks and giggles, make up stuff. You can always go back over it and take that out. If your character runs into that building, bring a dragon into that building. And this could be one of those James Patterson murder mystery thrillers. Of course, there's no dragon in James Patterson work, but who cares? You want to get past that hurdle. Okay, another way of battling writer's block is stop writing that particular scene or that particular section in the book and write out another section that you were trying to get to, but you can't get to because you're stuck on that one particular section. That's the easiest way to battle, because once you get over that, once you write out that section that you really want to focus on, then go back over it. The first step to writing is to rewrite. The first step to writing is to write. Just write it. Don't worry about mechanics. Don't worry about grammar. Don't go back over it unless you're reading, unless you had stopped for a particular reason, or you had to go to work, whatever break you had to take. If you go back over it just to remind yourself where you left off at, but do not go back over it fixing the grammar. Do not go back over changing your story, because what's going to happen is you're going to delay your writing process, and that is also going to cause you a block. So I hope these tips were helpful to you. I'll have these on my blog at Writer's Block. Writer's Block 84 is my blog site. I'm sorry, I had to think about that. 84, of those who would like to know, stands for 1984, and that was the year that I knew I wanted to be a writer. I was 8 years old, and I had mentioned this before. I was watching the Jeffersons, and Florence said she's going to write, and I knew at that point I was going to be a writer. Also, my character, August Schofield, the American Dream, this character deals with writer's block. And this book is also available on Amazon.com, and it is $15. My character, August Schofield, goes through writer's block because she wants to write her signature book, the book that will establish her as the author, such as what The Great Gatsby did for F. Scott Fitzgerald, what The Catch in the Rye did for J.D. Salinger. So those are my tips to battling writer's block. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me email at writersblockpub@yahoo.com. I'll be happy to talk with you. Looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.